This presentation, titled Changes Must Be Made, explains why a particular student policy at the University of Alabama at Birmingham should be altered. The University of Alabama at Birmingham is a school that prides itself on being one of the most diverse campuses in the nation. With students from all over the world, it is hard to believe that a majority of the student body can agree on one thing, but one policy has done just that. Whether through social media or casual conversation, the university is constantly buzzing with disapproving comments about the school's dining system and guidelines. The policy states that all students who live in campus housing have to purchase one of the 7 meal plans the school offers. In addition to this policy is the requirement for all freshmen who reside on campus to buy one of the 2 most expensive meal plans each semester of their freshman year. This requirement leaves freshmen with unnecessary financial burdens, unused meals, and limited options. Getting a college education often means going into deep debt for many students all across the nation. According to the Project on Student Debt, 47% of 2011 UAB graduates finished school with not only a degree but also loans that must be repaid. These students averaged $21,503 of student loans upon their graduation. Considering that it is nearly 3 years after the study was completed and college prices have constantly risen, it is fair to say that today's students are acquiring more debt than ever. But why is college so expensive? UAB's 2013 estimates show that first-year students are paying over $9,000 in tuition each year, approximately $1,000 for books and supplies, and $130 just to park on campus. These freshman students also pay $2,800 per semester for campus housing, and living on campus results in required meal plans. According to UAB's dining policy, freshmen who live on campus are required to buy a meal plan that costs either $1,765 or $1,615. In total, first-year UAB students are looking at a minimum of more than $19,000 per year just to get a college education. With students paying unfathomable amounts just to attend class and have a roof over their heads, UAB's policy of requiring a freshman to purchase meal plans with hefty price tags is completely unreasonable and utterly ridiculous. Why are the top 2 meal plans so expensive? The answer is that these plans include way too many overpriced meals. Plan 1 costs $1,765 and includes 233 meals, while Plan 2 costs $1,615 and includes 186 meals. At first glance, a minimum of 186 meals does not sound like an unreasonable requirement, but when this amount is placed in a time frame of the 16 weeks that are included in the 2013 fall semester, it becomes very clear that this is entirely too many meals to require freshman students to buy. If a freshman purchases the cheaper meal plan and eats on campus every single day, he or she will have to eat nearly 2 meals every day of the week at a place that accepts meal plans to use up the entire plan purchase. To make matters worse, each semester includes a 1-week vacation and 14 weekends that many students will travel home. Every day that a student is not on campus, he or she accumulates unused meals, and at the end of the fall semester, only half of unused meals roll over to the spring semester. When the second semester begins, freshmen are, once again, required to purchase meal plan option 1 or 2. At the conclusion of the school year, all unused meals are erased from the students' accounts and are essentially money that is just thrown away. This entire dining system that freshmen are forced to buy into is set up so that students buy meals that they will never be able to use. As previously stated, freshmen can only use their meal plans at certain places that accept them, and that is where the real problems begin. Meal plans can only be used at 4 locations around campus. These locations are the Commons on the Green, the Diner, Wow Cafe, and Zebby. The Commons is an all-you-can-eat buffet that includes a salad bar, dessert bar, and stations that range from home-style food to pizza and hamburgers to even international cuisine. While this sounds like every college kid's dream place to eat, this is simply not the case. The Commons constantly serves the same foods at each station, day in and day out, and pair this with a recent health rating of 80 out of 100 for flies and spoiled milk, and the Commons quickly turns into a nightmare. Located directly above the Commons is a second location that accepts meal plans called the Diner. The Diner is characterized by lines that flow out the door, extremely slow service, and fried greasy food. For students who are looking to avoid the freshman 15, the Diner's only healthy option is a salad. Although the Diner salads appear surprisingly appetizing, Eating the same meal every single day is boring and unrealistic. To make matters worse, UAB opened another restaurant across campus that offers an almost identical menu as the diner. Wow Cafe is a location that emerged on campus in September of this year, but quickly failed to meet expectations. For meal plan users, Wow only offers 6 items to choose from that include chicken tenders, chicken sandwiches, hamburgers, salads, and wraps. When considering food options, 3 of the 4 campus restaurants at UAB clearly fall short, but luckily for students, the final location where meal plans are accepted offers a menu with a little more variety. Zebby is a small restaurant that serves soup, salads, and sandwiches. Although this location provides a much needed variation of food choices, its out of the way location and inconvenient hours are not ideal for the majority of the students. Zebby and the Commons on the Green are the only 2 places on campus who serve breakfast. On weekdays, they both open at 7 a.m., but on weekends, Zebby is closed and the Commons does not open until 10:30 a.m. This means that any student who needs to eat breakfast before 10:30 a.m. has no options on weekends if he or she wants to use his or her meal plan. In addition to being inconvenient for breakfast on the weekends, Zebby and the Commons both close relatively early for dinner. Zebby closes at either 2 p.m. or 9 p.m., and the Commons closes at either 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. The only other places on campus who accept meal plans and are open late are the Diner and Wow Cafe, but both of these locations serve almost identical menus that are composed of a majority of unhealthy options. Whether considering food options or location hours, students who depend on their meal plan are limited to very few choices. As a whole, the entire dining system at UAB is one big failure, and freshmen are forced to pay the biggest price for the university's problem. These students are most likely overwhelmed with all the expenses that come with getting an education and living on their own, but instead of trying to make the transition into college easier for these students, UAB constantly hits them with even more financial obligations that include an excessive meal plan. These meal plans cost entirely too much money and include way too many meals. To complement this unreasonable meal plan, the university limits the entire student body to only 4 restaurants that serve unhealthy entrees and are only open at untimely hours. University officials have an obligation to all students, especially freshmen who face the brunt of these issues, to fix the corrupt dining policies that have no place on their campus.